the right thing. I, I think leaders need to lead, not just plan to win, I guess.
Yep. Cannot disagree. Leaders need to lead. Nothing to object to that. So, have you seen any interesting professions or any kind of new things bubbling up? For some reason, I'm reading about what blockchain developers, right? And yet, blockchain is kind of over that hype, so it's not the what is it, wide adoption now. But still, things that will be moving in a way that, let's say, more supply chain logistics specialists, things that, even mundane jobs taken by automation, right? Humans still need to make those decisions and make sure the systems that are automated, right, that they serving industry and things. So I think it's pretty exciting, because some of the jobs I just found, digital marketing is actually, if you've seen this graph from Visual Capitalism, what is it, the source, when they're putting digital marketing in a low risk, high pay category. Think about
Yeah.
that. Because if you look at the doctors and all the healthcare workers, right, of course, they are high paid category, but very high risk as well. Okay. And somewhere in the middle, there is a tech. And, of course, marketing specialists, you will still need to have someone, right, to driving the awareness for your business. So this kind of changes where what people who are graduating this year and the year after, right, they can
Yeah.
kind of adjust themselves better. What do you think is happening there?
Yeah. I mean, that's a global trend. So I think mobile had changed everything in about the last 10 years, right? So the way we produce stuff and compute, I would say democratization of computing through cloud and the mobile, the combination of these two is a blessing in a way that it has democratized technology. So this thing is this thing. Where's my
Yep.
camera? This thing.
Equalizer, democratizer.
This thing is
Yeah.
the is stronger, faster than the supercomputer of like 1989 or even
Yeah.
85, let's say, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's connected to the world. It has a lot more storage than the supercomputer of that age of 1985 or so, right? And this gives the ability for a common person to do the same things what Prince of Saudi Arabia or President of the United States can do. So you have the equal opportunity to create stuff, to show your talent. We see so many stars born through internet. They just sing from home. um, Justin Bieber is an example, and there's so many uh, kids or even intellectuals found through internet, right? I think it's a great thing. Technology is one of the great equalizers, just like education and technology itself. And if you it actually intensifies or flares that the fact that we can democratize education. Now you must know, or you must be aware of the fact that Stanford and Harvard and Yale kind of universities have open sourced a lot of their teachings, right? So you can learn computer science from Stanford free of charge anywhere in the world. The only thing is you won't get the degree, but you are attending the same classes what people paying like $40,000 a year or $50,000 a year are attending. Look it up. It's from all these universities, open like free courseware. And on top of that, they are being disrupted by the Udemy and these newer wave of like how do you learn, right? You can learn at home. You don't have to spend 2 years to study computer science to start coding. You can do that in 2 months, 3 months. If you're slow like me, maybe 4 months. So like seriously, you can do that yourself. And the good thing about the high tech industry is that it doesn't look for degrees. Most of the vendors, even Google, they used to
I was
hire
about to
only
say, the value of human skills and actually value that you can bring to the table.
exactly.
Yeah, it's really growing, and that's a great
Yeah,
thing.
you don't need. I mean, my advice to youngsters is to start doing it. Like, don't run after degrees, and it's very, yeah, especially to the kids in Eastern world. I'm from India. Like that's mentality is there. Like I want this degree. I think bachelor's first and masters and PhD and all that stuff, and then you're chasing that sort of ladder. Um, don't do that. Just start practicing
Just
these
for the
technologies.
diploma,
And
right? To validate that a good institution gave you this piece of paper and that's why you're worth more. So
yeah,
in a way, that world is changing. Yeah, I'm glad you're mentioning this.
yeah, that world is changing very fast, actually. Yeah, and we have so many examples in front of us, like people dropping out of college, like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, and so many others that leave their degree and they start a company. You don't need these degrees. Actually, I was at the University of Windsor in Canada, like in January, just before this pandemic hit, and I was able to travel there, talking to students, and that's what I was telling them. And yeah, that's what I preach to youngsters. Just start doing it. Even if you get the degree, it's not a bad idea to get degrees because it gives you some other tools to collaborate and all that stuff. Like it polishes you as a whole person, right? But to code or to be a digital marketer, you just start doing this stuff and learn from people like you, who are doing it from their homes, or they're trying newer models, doing A/B testing, um, like see if this works. If it doesn't, this doesn't work, do that, right? So
Well,
things
you
are
got all
evolving
the tools
fast.
out there. This is
Right.
amazing time we live in. Okay, the moment you open up your computer, if you like, to have it, it's out there for free. You can broadcast yourself to the world if you have something to say, and for free
Exactly.
you can start with major cloud services, just playing around with tools and creating some app for your own convenience, and see if world will like it. So what's not to? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be controversial thing to say, but I think if you're a go-getter, it's a great time for you.
Here we go.
Seriously,
Yep.
like you are living in the best time kind of ever. But if you're kind of lazy kind, you needed a structure, some
Hmm.
like a job which government provides you, something like that.
Hmm.
Then it's not a good time for you.